Born in Brooklyn in 1893, Mae West always knew she was destined for more than life as a staid Victorian housewife. "I was a child of the new century just around the corner," she writes in her 1959 autobiography. "Goodness had nothing to do with it, and I ran towards it boldly." For the entirety of her long life, West would take a sledgehammer to outdated views about what it meant to be a woman. In her plays, movies, and stage shows, she celebrated female sexuality, the male body, and the thrill of sin, with doses of campy humor and exaggerated glamour. In her autobiography and the new Bette Midler-produced documentary Mae West, Dirty Blonde, premiering on Tuesday, June 16 on PBS, West is revealed as an important cultural agitator, an unashamed sexual gangster, in the words of burlesque superstar Dita Von Teese. Underneath the blonde wigs and the diamonds and the wisecracks, she had a message and an agenda, Dirty Blonde co-director Sally Rosenthal said in a statement to Vanity Fair. She wanted to offer an alternative version of womanhood, in which overt sexual desire wasn't shameful or dirty but an expression of independence. Behind this unwavering independence was a rock-solid belief in herself that would carry West through many a professional and personal rock and roll. The letter I appears very often on these pages, she writes, and goodness had nothing to do with it. That is because I have been given the liberty, or have taken it, of telling my own story in my own way, and I like a story that takes its time. The spotlight. A precociously fearless performer, West demanded her due from the time she was a curly-headed child vaudevillian. Scheduled for her first big show at the Royal Theatre in Brooklyn, the 7-year-old's mother dressed her in a pink and green satin dress with a white lace picture hat. Before she went on to sing Movin' Day, West insisted to the stage manager that she have a spotlight. He said she would, but once on stage, there was none to be found. "I stepped out on the stage, looked up angrily at the spotlight man in the balcony, stamping my foot," she writes in her autobiography. "Where is my spotlight? I stamped it again and the spotlight moved across stage onto me and caught me in the act of demanding my light. The audience saw me and laughed and applauded. Baby Mae was a hit, and the child was forever hooked on showbiz. The rest of America could ask for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness," she writes. "I'd take the spotlight." A model prisoner after years on the vaudeville circuit, West became the toast of Broadway with her original play Sex in 1926. "I became a writer by the accident of needing material and having no place to get it," West writes in her autobiography. As playwright and star of the titillating piece of theater, she rocketed to fame and infamy. On April 19, 1927, she was sentenced to 10 days in prison for obscenity and corrupting the morals of youth.